Okay, we're live. I'm going to go on mute for about 2 minutes. Okay, so it is 12 o'clock on the dot on my end. I'll say let's go ahead and get started. Um, Welcome everyone to Getting Started in Project Management. We're so glad you could join us. We're going to jump over to the agenda so you'll know what we're talking about today. And if I can get over to the agenda, I'm on the wrong thing here. Okay, there we go. Agenda. There we go.
Yay.
Yay. Okay, so we're going to go through the intros. We're going to tell you why did we decide to do this presentation. And then we're going to cover several questions that we often get all the time about project management. The first one, how does one become a project manager? Number two, is the market oversaturated? Number three, should I get a PMP or a master's in project management? Which of those is better? We'll talk about that. We'll also talk about the future outlook for project managers. Is it a good career to jump into now? And if you're already in project management, is it something that you should continue? We'll give you some options based on the information that we talk about, and then we'll cover any questions you may have. So, in the meantime, feel free to drop any comments you have into the comment box, and we'll try to get to you throughout the presentation. So, let's start off with introductions. Jan, would you like to go first?
Yes. Hi, I'm Jan Smid. I'm president of Corporate Copia LLC. And it says here that I'm an expert in project management and leadership. I put that down because I am so humble. Well, I've been teaching leadership and project management for over 30 years. That gives me a lot of experience. I started with the PMBOK 1, which is now on 7, in 1996. It was great that a book of standards was finally created. I proctored for the PNM exam for our chapter at that time. The exam was held in a classroom with 25 people or more, and we were there to make sure all went smoothly. It was a paper exam, not the computer like we have now. I'll give you a little history. The first PMP exam was back in 1984. You had only had to read 13 books that were recommended by PMI. There were no study guides or test prep questions. I've seen through the years how PMP has grown. It is now a very respected certification. If you decide to sit for the exam, now there's so many texts and tools and tests available. So you're really lucky because it was very, very difficult back in the 80s and 90s. I've retired from UGA and Gwinnett Tech as an adjunct professor teaching leadership and project management. I taught internationally for 15 years for Oxford and Cambridge. I'm sorry. Former PMI. I was a former PMI PR chair and board member in the 80s and 90s. I also was the first presenter for the PMI symposium for this sales and marketing special interest group back in 1999. And I have a master's degree in project management. Thank you. Go on, Teresa.
All righty. My pages are turning slowly. I am Teresa Durham. I am a PMP and a certified Scrum Master. I am the owner of Teresa Durham LLC, which is my company. It's a business consultancy that specializes in helping organizations to manage change, to via project management, process improvement, artificial intelligence automation, and operations management. I am a former PMI Atlanta board member and volunteer. I not as active as I had been in the past, but I served as board secretary for several years. I served as director of strategic, what was it? Strategic meetings, strategic events. I helped to find speakers for chapter events, and I oversaw the Toastmasters and the different event like industry events, governance, technology. What else do we have? Governance, technology, agile, uh, engineering. We started the entertainment uh, meeting on my watch, and there was one more. I'm drawing a blank. Anyway, yeah, all that stuff. So I have over 25 years experience in project management, and I am a traveler and a lifelong learner.
Thank you, Teresa.
Thank you. So let's jump into our mission and why we're doing this presentation. Well, first of all, both Jan and I respect the profession of project management. We want to support the profession in the best way that we can. We believe in providing quality information and practical tools and processes in order to make this happen. We want to make sure that project managers are successful in this field, and we're not really proponents for, hey, go study over a weekend and take this test just so you can pass it and put it on your resume. We want you to really be into project management if you're going to take the PMP exam. Um, make the profession look good, represent the profession in the best way that you can. I think over the years, the PMP suffered some because there were so many people taking that exam and then going and saying, yes, I'm PMP certified. I took the exam and passed it. And then they get into the job and then they don't do well. So people started saying, well, it doesn't matter if you have a PMP, you can't do project management. We don't really respect that anymore. So I think it's coming back as far as the respect for the certification, but that was a dark spot on our certification at one time.
Okay, how does one become a project manager? A lot of times it's accidentally. You're in a meeting, you're very passionate about some kind of process that you want to implement or to change, and you contribute at the meeting, and all of a sudden they put you as that chief lead or the project manager for your ideas and your passion to get it done. And that doesn't always mean that you are the best person to be leading that project. Also, there's OGT, on the job training. That's the hard way to do it. Hopefully, you've got a mentor, which is the fourth bullet down there, that can help you on the job and to make your project a success. Also, a lot of the larger organizations have internal training available to you, and you should sign up for those courses if they are available. There's also continuing ed classes. There's the PMP prep or the fundamentals. There's all kinds of classes. As I said, I taught for UGA and for Gwinnett Tech. They're continuing ed classes, also in the classroom and within organizations. And you can get a bachelor's or master's in project management. That's another way to learn.
So, is the market oversaturated? That's a question that I've gotten. Uh, See so many people doing project management. Is it possible there are too many of us out there? Well, the short answer is no. Businesses realize their strategic goals via project, right? So, there are so many different types of projects. You may need different types of management for those different types of projects. Consider a construction project or a software development project, maybe even a product development project or process improvement project, um, implementation of Salesforce or ERP system. There are different size organizations that have different needs. You can talk to one project manager and they may be working on 12 different projects at one time. And then you talk to another project manager and they have one project. That one project could be huge and span several months or even a couple of years, um, or it could be short, right? You can have full time versus part time project managers. So you may have someone who their title is project manager or program manager, and that's all they do in their role. But then you've got someone who has a role and then they've been tapped, like Jan just described beforehand. Surprise, you're managing this project. So, in addition to their regular job, they're doing project management as well. Um, so, you've got various different types of roles and use cases for project managers. There's a significant number of project managers who do not hold the PMP certification. One survey found that 35% of managers are PMP certified, but you don't have to have a PMP certification to manage projects or to be a good project manager. Um, it's just kind of one of those things where you say, okay, I'm committed to this profession, so I'm going to get this certification. In many places, you'll see that experience is valued over certification in that particular industry. So if you're job searching and you're looking for project management jobs, you may notice at the bottom it will say PMP preferred or additional qualifications, PMP certification. I could say it's nice, but it's not needed. So sometimes it's an option, but then other times you can see it'll say project PMP required. So it's kind of all over the place with these different companies. You just have to see what it is that they require. Did I skip a page? Nope, it's on you, Jan. Jan, if you're talking, we can't hear you.
Sorry, I was coughing. Okay, PMP is more saleable now than a degree. So if you're thinking about getting a degree, either a bachelor's or master's, you might reconsider, because out in the market, like Teresa was saying, they're looking for PMPs. They're not looking for a master's or bachelor's in project management. Society is going forward. It's going toward specific fields versus a broader degree. Okay, that's why tech schools are growing so fast. They want specialization. They don't want broad knowledge like someone who's very good in trivia. So the answer is look at a PMP versus a master's or bachelor's in project management. There's 1.4 million PMP certification holders worldwide. But according to PMI, there's still, if you go out to the PM website, which is pmi.org, they tell you how there's still a very large demand for more PMPs, and they tell you why. It's a very good study. If you're interested, I invite you to go out to pmp.org and look at that study.
So just as an FYI, there are other PM certifications other than PMP. There's the Prince 2, which is more it's more known in Europe over across the ocean. PMP pretty much overtook that market. To be honest, the PMP I think is even more popular than Prince 2 now. But that still exists out there. So if you're going overseas and you're interested in project management, you may want to look into the Prince 2 certification, but you won't find much about that over here in the US. You got the certified scrum master, which everyone's talking agile these days, right? So certified scrum master is one way to go. If you're going to mainly do that type of project management. But it will also benefit you if you have a PMP or if you do traditional project management, because oftentimes you'll find that a hybrid approach, a meshing of the two, could just be the magic bullet for the particular project that you're running. There's PMI Agile Certified Practitioner. That was one of the certifications added by PMI as they noticed Agile really taking off. So there are other certifications out there you can get. You can also get specializations after you get. Is that a word? Specialization.
Yeah,
Specialization.
yeah, yeah.
After you get your PMP, you could add scheduling. What else do they have? Cost, pricing, costing,
Risk, I think.
risk. Yes, yes,
Business analysis.
yes. Business analysis. That's what you'll find often. At least I've found in my past experience that oftentimes I do have to wear a business analyst hat in addition to my project management hat. So business analysis is something that's good to know. So that's I think that's the answer to that question. Nope, we've got more. But wait, there's more.
Yeah.
PMP is the most sought after project management certification. So, despite all these other things that we mentioned, if you look again at what the market is asking for with regard to job listings, if they're talking about project management, they're most likely talking about PMP. And you're starting to see CSM, Certified Scrum Master, and Agile Safe Certified as well because of the whole advent of Agile. But PMP is the most sought after certification. You'll notice that 12% of all job postings worldwide say it's required. But I mean, that's only 12%. You got a whole, what, 88%
Yeah.
more.
Good math. Yeah,
Thank
good
you.
math.
And then often people with PMP certifications make an average of 16 to 33%. They get a higher salary over non-certified. However, oftentimes experience can uh, take that over. My pages are really going slow today.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, is that me?
Yeah,
Um,
that's you.
what
Mhm.
is the future outlook for project managers? Well, with the strategic focus of most U.S. companies over the next 3 to 5 years, and I would venture to say 5 years later, they're going to say the same thing. What their strategic focus is embedding new technologies into their business models, introducing new revenue streams, digitizing operations, and improving resiliency and sustainability. That's those just seem constant to me. As long as I can remember, those have been strategic goals for an organization in one way or another. There's an increased demand in the US for project managers. And why, you might ask? Well, I'll tell you, because of AI. Because of AI. It's all everybody's talking about right now, right?
Right.
Um,
Mhm.
it's predicted that greater than 80% of companies expect to adopt generative AI by 2026. And that's not far away.
No.
um, AI has some things to work out. The security of the data that's being used in AI, as well as there was some information out just this week about AI's hackability and the security around the AI large language models themselves. So there's a lot of work to do before companies can be uh, what's the word, confident in this AI stuff. Some people are jumping in with both feet now. They like to be early adopters, but others are waiting. But in the next couple of years, you're just going to hear more and more. So get used to it. Hybrid and electric vehicle manufacturing. So Tesla's not the only game out there anymore. There's lots more uh, car manufacturers doing vehicle manufacturing. So they're expecting that to grow 29%. 3D printing and rapid prototyping services. Remember when they were talking about 3D printing? This came out, that seemed to be the hot technology before AI and ChatGPT came out. But 3D printing was all the rage. Well, it hasn't gone away. The news is talking about it. 26.2%. Unmanned aerial vehicle manufacturing. That's the government and agriculture that's pushing that. That's the drones, right? So
Hmm.
we've got an expected 23% growth in that area. And then, of course, the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act signed into law by President Biden. That's $1.2 trillion offered to the states across the union for overhauling U.S. airports, railways, waterways, roads and bridges, and internet infrastructure. How often are we hearing about bridges collapsing
Yeah.
and just the infrastructure of our states just not being up to par? So there's money out there for organizations, government organizations, and private industries to take advantage of that money in order to build up our infrastructure, creating jobs. And of course, these projects are going to need project managers to lead them, right? So, I
Yeah.
mean, there's a huge demand for project managers as long as there's a huge demand for projects.
And with that already being funded, that's a sure thing. I mean, it's
Definitely.
and because those are all
Definitely.
projects and programs. I mean, it that's a really big boom for project managers.
Exactly. Exactly. That's the true meaning of follow the money.
Right, right.
Follow the money. So the industry, the project management industry sector, or whatever you call it, is expecting 13 million project managers to retire by 2030, and I'm hoping to be one of them. Um, to replace that 13 million, we're going to need estimated 25 million new project managers by 2030. That's a lot,
Yeah,
right?
it is.
So no way, is the market oversaturated with project managers. They're going to need us for years to come, even with AI. So don't be discouraged by the things that AI is doing. I would encourage you to learn learn about AI, understand what it is, what it isn't, what it can do, and how you can leverage it for your job. Because, they're saying that AI may not replace you in what you do, but someone who knows AI will. So make sure that's someone who knows AI.
Would
And
you tell them, Teresa, tell them about your webinar on AI?
oh, yeah. So I did a 10-week series on AI just to get people comfortable with what it is, what it does. That's available on my YouTube channel. Um, what is my YouTube channel? Slash at Teresa Durham 1005. I believe that's it. If not, I'll put it in the comments. Um, but yeah, and I continue to do videos on different AI applications. And as I mentioned, my consultancy is including AI and AI automation in the services that we offer. So yeah, I'm staying on top of that. I want to be one of those people who knows how to use AI. So yeah, if you're interested about it, just let me know. I'm happy to uh, share my information with you, and eventually we may be doing some classes on AI. So stay tuned. One thing I wanted to make you aware of during this session is that there's an image problem with project managers that I've noticed throughout my experience, and it's that they're not seen as problem solvers or essential to the business, which kind of makes you go, what? How can that be? But this was found in a study that PMI did. Um, the executives were not seeing project managers as problem solvers or strategic thinkers, or even essential to the business. They quoted some of the struggling capabilities that project managers that are in place now or during the time of the study that they're struggling with. So some of those capabilities are relationship building, collaborative leadership, strategic thinking, creative problem solving, and commercial awareness, which is knowledge of the business or industry that they're working in. So my advice to you would be, as you're going into the project management field or rising through the project management field. Pay attention to these particular capabilities. If you get them down, it's something that can make you stand out, because apparently they're saying they're not seeing it in current project managers. Um,
Teresa, we can help them with this because our leadership class touches on all 5 of these.
Definitely. So yeah, so don't you guys stick with us. We'll get you covered in that.
Yes.
I think I skipped this widespread lack of focus on developing and retaining existing PMs. And what that is basically companies, I think they're failing to develop and retain all sorts of their talent within their companies. Companies just don't want to train anyone anymore, and it seems that they're not really interested in retaining people either. So they lose good people, whether it's a layoff or just up for whatever reason and left. Um, I really think companies need to take a look at developing the good people in their organization and retaining them. Because after all, organizations are made up of people. And if you have the good people, you have a good organization, right?
Right.
Okay. So now I'm off my soapbox. I'll kick it to the side there. So, with all that said, basically, we're telling you that it's up to you. It's up to you to get a PMP or don't get a PMP. It's not required to be a good project manager, but what we do say is get experience. Definitely get experience. Um,
And
do
education. We do have the course on the fundamentals of project management because you really need to learn how to speak the language and know the processes.
Yes, definitely. And as we mentioned to you in the beginning, Jan and I both, we respect this career, this profession very much. And we want you to succeed. And we want it to be respected we want those corporate executives to look at project managers as problem solvers, because we are. Give us more opportunity to help at the beginning. Give us more opportunity to be strategic and to help make decisions within the organization. We have that training, especially if you've got your PMP. But in practice, if you're managing these different teams, um, there's a lot of skill that goes there, that soft skills, and I think a lot of people just don't recognize it. So get that experience, become a better PM, and we're going to tell you how you can do that. Right? So, first option, Jan.
Okay. Okay. One of the course I was talking to you about earlier about leadership is called Project Manager as a Leader and Team Builder. This is a 4-hour training course, and we cover leadership and leadership styles. You'll take an assessment and you'll learn what kind of leadership style you have. And then you'll learn how to motivate and use the skills of the people that are on your team or that are related to the project. So everything that we teach is very practical, and you can put it into your workplace after the course. So we'll give you this assessment, and you'll know the styles and know how to handle the people on your team using the different styles. There's 4 different styles you'll use. You'll also take a motivation assessment that'll show what motivates you and what motivates other people. And by this, you can look at people on your team and know what motivates them. It's not always money. In fact, a lot of times it's not money at all. And so what we're going to do in the class is make a list of what motivates each of the 5 motivational styles. And it will we make a list that costs money and doesn't cost money, because a lot of people say, well, we can't do that because we don't have the funds. Well, there's a lot of things that don't cost money that you can do that will help people to feel good, because you're giving them the proper motivation. And there's also team motivation strategies, which we talk about instead of just individual strategies. So these sessions are intended for current and aspiring project managers, team leaders, coordinators, and any manager, anybody who's in a leadership role or as part of a team. This would be very beneficial.
And I wanted to add, pizza's not always a a motivator either.
No, good. That's good.
Parties and lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
No.
Yeah. Too many vegetarians and people who don't want to eat pizza. Okay, now this one is another project. Where do we start? What do we need to lead or to participate in a project? This is an 8-hour course. It's designed for anyone involved in or leading projects. This is online. It's 2 hours a night. It's from 5:30 to 7:30 for 4 consecutive weeks. This training session covers the best practices in project management. It improves productivity. You'll learn industry terminology. There's a whole new terminology affiliated with project management, and it's a foundation for aspiring PMPs. You can look at this and see if you like the concepts, the processes. We also give you templates. It's a very practical course. We teach you how to do work breakdown structures, how to do a project charter, a team charter, and we give you all these templates that you can use in the workplace. So you go away with actual tools that you can use right away.
Now, this one will also have a primer for Agile as well. You'll get a introduction to Agile
We
project
can put that
management.
down, industry terminology for PM and Agile,
Yeah.
that 3rd bullet.
Okay. So we're going to be putting registration up soon. I anticipate this week. So all registrants will get uh, a free ebook called Tag Your It Project Manager Management for the Incidental Project Manager. And then those who sign up for our early bird will be in the drawing for their choice of free PM, what I call it, free swag, uh, free
Yep.
PM project management t shirt. So these are just some of the designs that are available. The winner will get their choice of a t-shirt, tote bag, or pillow. Um, but yeah, there will be one of a kind project management t-shirts. I keep wanting to say swag, I like that word. So, so like I said, what will happen next is we'll send out an email. Those that attend the webinar will be the first to receive notification that registration is open for the classes. So you'll be able to take advantage of that early bird and share it with your friends. And then we'll shortly after that we will start advertising publicly so anyone can sign up. So if you sign up for today's webinar, we have your email. We've got you on a list, and we will send the information out to you first. So if there are no questions, and I don't see any, we will say thank you and invite you to connect with us. Here's how you could find us on LinkedIn and, of course, my website that has information about the webinars and our training classes. And and the best way to reach us, we're on LinkedIn fairly often, so that is the best way to get in touch with us if you have any questions. So Jan, do you have any final words before we end the webinar?
No, I am fine. I did want to reiterate that all the classes are online. We didn't,
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
yes,
these are virtual classes. They will be online, but live. It's not like it's recorded and you go at your own pace. These are live online classes.
interactive. They're interactive.
Interactive, yes.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Well, we'll give you back a little bit time for your day. Thank you so much for joining us. And keep an eye out for that email regarding the classes. And we hope to talk with you again soon. So have a great day.
Bye.